Hi there. It's March 12th and time for Proverbs 12. Jump over there. We're continuing with this Proverbs, right? This is the third chapter of actual Proverbs of Solomon. It wasn't all the prep work from chapters 1 through 9. Let's go. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but he who hates correction is stupid. Do you like to be disciplined? It's not fun, but you learn something from it, right? If you love knowledge, you have to love being corrected. I was wrong, but now I know the right answer. The good person obtains favor from the Lord, but he condemns a man who schemes. Right? A man of wicked imaginations. It uses the word schemes and schemers a lot. It's people that are always thinking of what evil they can do. Right? 3. Man cannot be made secure by wickedness. But the root of the righteous is immovable. More of the righteous stuff, huh? That man cannot be made secure by wickedness. Cannot be established. They try, don't they? For a capable wife, or a wife of quality, a wife of good character, is her husband's crown. But a wife who causes shame is like rottenness in the bones. The thoughts of the righteous are just, but the guidance from the wicked leads to deceit. Get that? Guidance from the wicked leads to deceit. The counsels of the wicked are deceitful, says the wire. The words of the wicked are a deadly ambush. Seeing a general theme in this chapter, the wicked. The words of the wicked are deadly ambush, but the speech of the upright rescues them. Right? If somebody comes along and tells the truth. 7. The wicked are overthrown and perish, but the house of the righteous will stand. Sooner or later, the wicked get overthrown. Right? God will always win in the end. 8. A man is praised for his insight, but a twisted mind is despised. Wisdom over here. Praised for his wisdom. Insight, something you know, okay? Something you can help with. I know a better way to do that. 9. Better to be dishonored, yet have a servant, than to act important, but have no food. Okay, this has his own servant means, liveth of his own travail, right? Better to be dishonored and be able to take care of yourself, okay, than to act important, but have no food. Yeah, there's people that do this, okay? There's people that work, but they spend all their money trying to act important, driving big cars and, clothes they can't afford, and, the latest cell phones. Just trying to impress people that never think about them anyways, okay? They don't care. As soon as you're out of somebody's sight, they don't think about you, okay? It's just the truth, okay? But they have no food, okay? I used to drive by churches in my travels before I was retired. And on certain days, churches would have food giveaways, okay, food pantries. And I would see cars lined up to get food. And I would see Cadillac Escalades and lots of fancy cars and stuff. And these people were after free food. Better to live simply and be able to take care of yourself, right? The righteous man cares about his animal's health. I'm going to make that yellow. But even the merciful acts of the wicked are cruel. Right? You can tell a person by how they treat animals. Okay? A person who is kind to the lowest form, animals, is a kind person. Okay? And a lot of times animals can tell a person as well. Okay? There's a saying that says, I won't trust a person that doesn't like my dog, but I will trust my dog when it doesn't like a person. Okay? Because animals know. Okay? So, if you want to know truly somebody's heart, watch how they treat animals. Okay? Any animal. 11, the one who works his land will have plenty of food, but whoever chases fantasies lacks sense. Yeah? You know anybody like that chases fantasies? Get rich quick schemes? Right? Followeth the idol is destitute of understanding or defense. Right? You work, right? If you work and you give to the Lord, God will take care of you. Okay? I have been desperately poor in my life when I was young and had babies to feed, but we never went hungry. We never slept on the street. Okay? The bills were always paid somehow. Sometimes I couldn't explain it, but they were always paid. Okay? Those who work. 12, the wicked desire what evil men have, but the root of the righteous produces fruit. Right? Desire a stronghold of evil. Wicked men desire what evil men have. They always compare. Right? That's why some of these big stars that are, and they're evil by the way they act and the way they dress and the way their concerts are, always trying to outdo each other, right? Right? They've got a bigger plane. I want a bigger plane. The root of the righteous, planted, right, in the Lord, produces fruit. And what's fruit? Kind speech, giving to the poor, making people feel better, uplifting them, loving your neighbor. 13, an evil man is trapped by his rebellious speech, but a righteous one escapes from trouble. Trapped by his rebellious speech, usually by keeping your mouth shut, right? Usually by keeping your mouth shut. The righteous one escapes from trouble. 14, a man will be satisfied with good by the words of his mouth, and the work of a man's hands will reward him. Right? And that is highlighted. What you say comes back to you. Okay? If you say only kind things, uplifting things, edifying things, right? That'll come back to you. You will be satisfied with good. That's the fruit, right? The root of the righteous produces fruit by the words of his mouth, right? And the work of a man's hands will reward him. Okay, we were just talking about that up here. About working, the one who works his land, right? 13, a fool's way is right in his own eyes, but whoever listens to counsel is wise. Right? Always listen to counsel. You don't have to take it to heart if somebody's critiquing you. Right? But always listen. Okay? Don't rebut. Say, thank you. Right? 16, a fool's displeasure is known at once, but whoever ignores an insult is sensible. Fool's displeasure, they scream and they call you names. Right? Whoever ignores an insult is sensible. Right? Just let that stuff slide. Just keep scrolling if you're on the internet. You don't need to, You don't need to get into every argument with a person you will never meet in your lifetime. Right? You know, so God loves you and so do I. Have a nice day. 17, whoever speaks the truth declares what is right, but a false witness, deceit. Right? Trying to deceive. And you can speak the absolute truth to, you know, to this fools, right? And you'll know their displeasure at once. There's lots of people on the internet doing that, right? They speak the truth and people scream and yell and call them names. Right? 18, there is one who speaks rashly like a piercing sword, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. Okay? Tongue of the wise brings healing. Okay? You're not supposed to tear somebody down. You're supposed to build them up. Okay? Make them feel better. Okay? You did that very well. 15. Truthful lips endure forever, but a lying tongue only for a moment. Right? The truth will always be the truth. It will never change because it is the truth. Okay? Lies only for a moment. Once people find out it's wrong, it's dead. Okay? If you never lie, you'll never have to remember anything because the truth endures forever. 20, deceit is in the hearts of those who plot evil, but those who promote peace have joy. Right? To plot evil. There are people plotting evil. There's some very famous people plotting evil, and have been for years. Okay? Ones who promote peace. Right? Counselors of peace shall have joy. Mm-hmm. It means being happy inside. Mm-hmm. No disaster overcomes the righteous, but the wicked are full of misery. Yeah. Always looking over their shoulder. Always worried somebody's going to find out. Hmm? And sometimes they will attack the person who is finding out. 22, lying lips are detestable to the Lord. Like that. But faithful people are his delight. Faithful people are his delight. Right? We have to change the color here. I'll get left that. A shrewd person conceals knowledge, but a foolish heart publicizes stupidity. Right? Publisheth foolishness. Right? If you're knowledgeable, if you're wise, you conceal it, okay? If you advertise it, you are no longer wise. You are prideful, right? Wise in your own eyes, arrogant, haughty, conceited, okay? All the things the Lord finds abominable, right? If you are wise, you will conceal that knowledge, okay? Unless somebody asks for your help, okay? Thought of a story, but I don't want to tell it here. 24, the diligent hand will rule, but laziness will lead to forced labor. Look, there's a note on this one. Anxiety in a man's heart weighs it down, but a good word cheers it up. What is that note? Worry. I made that note before. Worry. Worry. How do I turn that back off? 25. You got to go all the way up here to turn that note off? 25. I noted that. Worry. Anxiety in a man's heart weighs it down, but a good word cheers it up. Worry, right? In a man's heart. Heaviness of the heart of a man bring it down, but a good word rejoices it. That is, words of comfort or a cheerful mind, which is declared by his words. Rejoiceth a man as a covetous mind killeth him. Right? Worry weighs your heart down. Goes over here, kills it. Right? But a good word cheers it up. You can be the good word, right? Okay, 26. A righteous man is careful in dealing with his neighbor. Yeah. Right? But the way of the wicked lead them astray. Or man guides his neighbor. It says over here, the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor. More generous. Okay. Does that say that over here? Man guides his neighbor. Careful in dealing. Over here it says more generous. I kind of like that better, right? A righteous man is more generous than his neighbor. Okay? Can you be kinder than your neighbor? But the ways of the wicked lead them astray. Every time. Okay? A lazy man doesn't roast his game, but to a diligent man, his wealth is precious. Okay? Now this kind of has a meaning to it. Okay, we'll make this pink. Have you ever known a hoarder? They used to have a show on TV called Hoarders. People that get their stuff, hoard their stuff, put it away, never touch it, never use it. They just want to have it. Okay? And they never, I think a man doesn't roast his game. Back then, you just shoot animals and you throw them in the shed and they sit there and rot. But I have 10 stag in my barn. What are you doing with them? Are you processing them? Are you going to put them away so you can, no, I have them. And they won't. It's a lazy person, right? But to a diligent man, his wealth is precious, right? Can you use everything you have? Okay. If not, can somebody else make better use of the stuff you have and never use? Okay. Your wealth is precious. And you could go a lot of different directions with that too. And 28, there is life in the path of righteousness. But another path leads to death. In its path, there is no death. Right? And in that pathway, there is no death. I like that better. Right? There's no death. So there you go. So let's put all the righteous together. You know, we'll write our own chapter on all the righteous sayings that are in here. Hey, the root of the righteous is immovable. That stands firm. That's what that means. The thoughts of the righteous are just. Right? Do you have evil thoughts? You need to repent about those and have only kind thoughts. Mm-hmm. The house of the righteous will stand. Okay? The wicked are overthrown and perish, but the house of the righteous will stand. I shall not be moved. Right? Remember that old hymn? The righteous man cares about his animal's health. Right? Is kind to animals. Regardeth the life of his beast. And there's a note over here for that. Kind to animals, right? Is merciful even to the very beast that doeth him service. Right? But even the merciful acts of the wicked are cruel. You could tell a lot about a person by the way they treat animals. Okay? The root of the righteous produces fruit. Right? And that kind of goes with this one. A man will be satisfied with the good by the words of his mouth, and the work of his hands, a man's hands will reward him. Right? The root of the righteous produces fruit. Okay? If you say kind thing, you make somebody feel better, right? A kind word can make somebody's whole day, okay? By just saying a kind word. That's fruit. Okay? A righteous one escapes from trouble, right? While an evil man is trapped by his rebellious speech. And you do that, keep your mouth shut most of the time, and you'll stay out of trouble. Right? No disaster overcomes the righteous. I say that. They will try, and it says in all the other ones, when the storm comes, when trouble comes, not if, when. So they do try, but you will not overcome. Right? A righteous man is careful in dealing with his neighbor. Generous, more generous than his neighbor, it says over there. But the ways of the wicked lead them astray. Okay? And 28, there is life in the path of righteousness. That's permanent life, right? Live forever. There's all the righteous ones. Gives you an idea how you need to act, right? One cannot be secured by wickedness. Yeah? 3 is highlighted. And it's part of that. The root of the righteous is immovable. Right. These wicked people will never be secure, no matter how much money they have, right? 9 is highlighted. Better to be dishonored and be able to take care of yourself, have a servant, than to act important, but have no food. Plenty of those out there today, huh? It's called a facade. A lot of people are living in a facade. We covered the righteous one. 11, the one who works his hand, his land will have plenty of food, and whoever chases fantasies lacks sense. Okay? We talked about this too. Work. Any work is to be honored, okay? And if you love the Lord and fear the Lord and follow the Lord and you are working, you will always have enough, okay? You will always have enough. And if somebody else is in need, you will have enough to share. You will have plenty of food, okay? I'm living proof of that. Many people will tell you, that have been Christians for a long time. Ask them, when the times were tough, did you starve? Say, no. Sometimes it was by the kindness of somebody else who had plenty of food, who shared with you. But whoever chases fantasies lacks sense. Fantasy is something that doesn't exist. The wicked desire what evil men have. A stronghold of evil, right? 14 is highlighted. A man will be satisfied with good by the words of his mouth, and the work of a man's hands will reward him. We talked about that and tied that up to here, right? The root of the righteous produces fruit. A man will be satisfied by the words of his mouth. Okay? If you say only kind things, uplifting, edifying things, right? That produces fruit, right? And you'll be satisfied by the words of your mouth, right? The work of a man's hands, honest work has its own rewards, okay? Whoever ignores an insult is sensible. You got that? When be sensible, wise, smart, ignore that stuff. Just keep, just keep going. Just keep scrolling on the internet. Just keep going, right? The tongue of the wise brings healing. And the one who speaks rashly is like a piercing sword, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. We'll highlight it all. Right? That's by saying kind things, uplifting, edifying things, right? 19 is highlighted. Truthful lips endure forever, but a lying tongue only a moment. Right? Lies never last. The truth is forever. Okay? The truth is forever. Because you can't change it, because it's the truth. Right? Lies never last. Lies only last until the truth comes out and people find out the truth. Okay? This is what really happened. Okay. 23. A shrewd person conceals knowledge, but a foolish heart publicizes stupidity. If you're shrewd, if you're wise, if you're righteous, you will conceal knowledge. Okay, you won't brag. The opposite is to brag and be conceited and wise in your own eyes and look down on people. Okay, that's not wisdom. Right? That's pride. Right? So a shrewd person conceals knowledge. Okay, just keep it to yourself. If you are wise for yourself. Right? Says that over in Proverbs, back a couple chapters. Okay. 25, anxiety in a man's heart weighs it down, but a good word cheers it up. Worry. Anxiety is worry, okay? Worrying does you no good, okay? Weighs it down. A good word cheers it up, okay? If you're worried, call a friend. Call a good friend, a wise friend. Tell them, I'm worried, and they will tell you reasons not to worry. Cheer it up, right? And 27, we talked about that. A lazy man doesn't roast his game, but to a diligent man, his wealth is precious. Now, that's a metaphor. Doesn't roast his game, right? Goes out and gets something and never uses it, okay? Hoarders do that. They get stuff and never use it. They just want to have stuff, right? A diligent man, his wealth is precious. Everything they have has a use, has a purpose, right? Everything has a purpose, okay? Oh, there you go. That's Proverbs 12. Right? Lots of good stuff in there. I mean, there was lots of stories I thought of and I didn't tell, and some I should have, right? But 27. To a diligent man, his wealth is precious. Okay, I have all this stuff back here. You see all this stuff back here? Okay, this is precious to me. Okay, these are memories. Okay, stuff I used in my tenure as a worship leader and a Christian musician. Trying to get the word out. And if somebody else, needed it for their ministry, I would give it to them and wouldn't miss it. Okay. But for now, they're memories, they don't cost anything. Okay. Are they worth something? Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Memories to me, but all right. And just 27, to a diligent man, his wealth is precious. And these are memories. I like these memories. It makes me think of all the wonderful times I had following God and spreading the word. So there you go. Stay tuned later today. We are in our day 71, I believe, of our Through the Bible in here. We're somewhere around Mark 14, I think. So, but give us a like, think about it. But until tomorrow, we'll keep going. See ya.